Hi, everyone. This exercise is an exercise called Is It Worth It to Me? And what it does is it takes us to a place where we can really embody and understand how the five domains of well-being and this framework plays out in each and every one of us, in our decisions, in our choices, and our reactions to change. And when we can really understand it at that level, it helps us to also understand how it plays out in other people. And all of that information can help inform how we shift practices, how we shift policies, so that it's more in line with well-being and how we can really understand what's underneath what seemingly easy decisions or seemingly easy choices that are actually a whole lot more complicated. So this example here is an example that I filled out. What I'd like you to do first is think of a small decision or choice that you've made recently. This doesn't have to be big. This can be like, should I have coffee this morning or should I go to the gym? Decisions like that are totally acceptable. In my example, my decision was to go on a hike with friends this past weekend. What I thought I would gain from that decision was getting to spend time with my friend who was having a really difficult time recently, and getting to spend time with my partner, doing something that we both like to do that's outside the house. It would also give me a chance to spend some time outdoors, which can be very calming when things are stressful, like they have been. What I thought I would lose from making that decision is that I thought I would have to skip my Sunday long run, which is a long run I've been doing every Sunday for probably a year now. It's just something that I do on Sundays. And I also wouldn't get to spend time with my cats. There's been some tension between them, and they would need to be in separate rooms, and I knew they would be pretty upset about that. I've also been taking a biology class, and I thought I wouldn't get as much done for that class as I had wanted. In terms of things that I did or other people did to make the decision more worth it, I told myself that I could do that long run on Monday so that it would be more worth it to go on the hike. Then we can take that information and what was underneath that decision and think about it through the domains. What exactly is playing out here? So for this going on a hike with a friends, I gained some connectedness with my friend, connectedness with my partner. I also gained a sense of stability, that feeling of relaxation, having a little bit of breathing room, feeling like things are not going to be snowballing out of control. What I thought I would lose is a feeling of mattering, not getting that sense of accomplishment that I get from my long run, which I know is a little tricky because we are talking about something I do every Sunday. But when I think about it, it's less about the routine of doing it every Sunday and more about the sense of being able to check it off my list, feeling like I did something, feeling like I have control over what's going on. And so for me, that's a sense of mattering. Mattering from getting my long run done, mattering from getting my work done. I also thought I would lose some connectedness with my cats who have been struggling, and I knew they would be a little unhappy about being left by themselves in separate rooms. So being able to do my long run on Monday or tell myself that I could meant that I could recoup that feeling of accomplishment, which meant that the cost, the well-being cost of going on the hike was much smaller than it was before. So this is an example of how we can take a small decision or choice and really break it down in terms of the domains. What's underneath that? So go ahead and pause this video and take a minute to work through this worksheet on your own. What's a decision that you made recently? Small decision. What did you gain or think you would gain from making that decision? What did you lose or think you might lose from making that decision? And was there anything anyone else did that made it more worth it for you? And what are the domains that are underneath that? Take a moment to figure that out for yourself. So we find that going through this exercise can really help us to see that there is so much underneath what seems like a simple decision or a small decision or a decision that's not a big deal, right? The decision to eat that extra slice of pie or go to the gym might seem like a tiny decision, but actually underneath it, there might be connectedness that's involved, right? That pie may be made by someone that's important to you, and having another slice might be paying a compliment to them. Going to the gym might mean not getting to spend time with some people that are very important to you. So what seems like small decisions on the surface, there's so much that's going on underneath that is in some ways a lot bigger. And it's not like we're sitting down and thinking through the domains when these things happen, right? I didn't sit down and think about, okay, which domains are playing out with going on a hike with friends or not. I just said, yeah, I'm gonna go, right? So our brains are doing this all the time. We've had people say that, well, no wonder my brain is so tired, right? Like our brains are doing this because the five domains of well-being is a framework that just explains what it is that we're all hardwired to be doing. And we're all hardwired to be weighing these well-being trade-offs all the time. So I hope that this exercise gives you a sense of how this framework plays out in each and every one of us, how it plays out even if we're not trying to be thinking about the framework, and also how it plays out with other people, right? What might seem like a simple decision to us might actually be a lot more complicated. And hopefully, all of this can help us to inform how we do our work and also how we shape policy and practices.